Good morning, students. I think yesterday I completed the preparation and physical properties of aldehydes and ketones. Is it clear? Even I started the chemical properties also, I think so. Is it clear? So now in chemical properties, some 2-3 important points I want to discuss regarding the chemical properties. So for that I want to take the RDS step reaction. Okay. So now see clearly, this is the carbonyl. Is it clear, everyone? So in the what happened? Nucleophile. Okay. So this is the RDS step. I think you might have remembered yesterday's mechanism. So pi bond will shift towards oxygen. Carbon gets positive charge. On this positive, nucleophile will attack. Is it clear, everyone? So in this one, we will get RCO minus here nucleophile and here H. This is the RDS step. I think you are able to understand this one. Now, here this carbon is having which charge? Positive charge. So see clearly, if the positive charge is more, then only nucleophile can attack easily, na? Am I right? Therefore, rate of nucleophilic addition. Okay. So see clearly, everyone know rate of nucleophilic addition is directly proportional to what? Amount of positive charge. Amount of positive charge on carbonyl carbon. Amount of positive charge on carbonyl carbon. How much positive charge is there? Then that easily nucleophile can attack. I hope you are able to understand this one. How much positive charge is there? Then that easily nucleophile will attack. Clear? Then yesterday I told you one more important thing. I think you might have noticed that rate of nucleophilic addition is inversely proportional to what? Crowding. Crowding at carbonyl carbon. Crowding at carbonyl carbon. Is it clear, everyone? So this is one more factor on which rate depends. And this is most important factor among all the factors. Remember, this factor is the most important factor among all the factors. Rate of nucleophilic addition is inversely proportional to crowding. Okay. Now here I want to take one example. See clearly. So this is the aldehyde. Okay. And this is the ketone. So where crowding is more? Ketones. Crowding is more. That means rate should be less. So in aldehydes and ketones, which are more reactive towards nucleophilic addition, aldehydes are having more rate towards nucleophilic addition than ketones. I hope you are understanding this one. Now, see clearly, here only I want to discuss one more important thing. So, if I take the formaldehyde, that means methanol, next. If I take the aldehyde, next. If I take the ketone, among these three, which is more reactive means first one, very less crowding, only 2 hydrogens are there. Then after second one R is there. Then after third one, 2 R's are there. Crowding is increasing. So, rate will decrease. Is it clear? Let us go to the next one. Now here let me take now two compounds. One is CH3CHO, the other one is CCl3CHO. I want to know where out of these two which is having more rate towards nucleophilic addition. Okay, so see clearly everyone now, CH3CHO I am writing in this way. Okay, similarly CCl3CHO, so in this way I am writing. So now see clearly here, pi bond will shift towards oxygen, then carbon get positive charge. The same thing happens here. Pi bond will shift here, carbon gets positive charge. But you see here plus I group is there. Plus I group means what? Electron donating group. So it donates electron to this one. As a result, positive charge what happened? Tell me, decreases. But here CCl3 is there, you see CCl3 minus I group. That means electron withdrawing group. So positive charge what happened here? Increases. Therefore, just now I told you rate of nucleophilic addition directly proportional to what? Amount of positive charge on carbonyl carbon. So where the positive charge is more? Second one. Therefore, second one is more reactive towards nucleophilic addition than first one. Second one is more reactive than first one towards nucleophilic addition. Why second is more reactive? Why? Because in second one electron withdrawing groups are there, you see. Why first one is less reactive? Because electron donating groups are there here. Is it okay? So I can come to a conclusion that, so see clearly everyone know, electron donating groups. Electron donating groups means what? Plus M and plus I groups. Clear everyone? They decreases the positive charge on carbonyl carbon. Thereby nucleophilic addition rate will be less. Is it clear? Nucleophilic addition rate will be less. Now similarly, electron withdrawing group like minus M and minus I. Electron withdrawing groups like minus M and minus I. Okay, remember they increase the amount of positive charge on carbonyl carbon. Is it clear? Thereby rate of nucleophilic addition what happened? Increases. So my overall concept is electron donating groups decreases the rate of nucleophilic addition. Electron withdrawing groups increases the rate of nucleophilic addition. Based on this one, some questions we are going to do. Please copy it quickly. Okay, some examples we are going to see now. Now, here you see now, first one. Okay, so benzaldehyde. Now, at para position, let me take NO2. Similarly, benzaldehyde at para position CH3. So, compare the rate of nucleophilic addition. Compare the rate of nucleophilic addition. Clear? Once you see here NO2 group is there. NO2 group is minus M. Minus M means what? Electron withdrawing. In the previous slide I taught you electron withdrawing groups increases the rate. Okay, and here you see plus H plus hyperconjugation plus hyperconjugation means what? Electron donating group. So it decreases the rate. Therefore, first one is having more rate than second one towards nucleophilic addition. Is it clear, everyone? Let us take one more example also. Now, so benzaldehyde, here let me take methyl. Similarly, benzaldehyde, at the para position, let us take chlorine. Okay, so compare the rate of the nucleophilic addition. Compare the rate of the nucleophilic addition. Okay, let me solve this one. So here chlorine is there, you see. Chlorine is what? Minus I. Minus I means what? Electron withdrawing group. Electron withdrawing group increases the rate. And here CH3 is there plus H. Okay, means what? Electron donating group. It decreases rate. So second one is having more rate towards nucleophilic addition. Hope you are able to understand this one. One more last example I want to take here. Now here C double bonded O. Now here phenyl and here CH3. Similarly C double bonded O and here phenyl, whereas here also phenyl. So compare the rate of nucleophilic addition. These are the two ketones given to us. Compare the rate of nucleophilic addition of the two ketones. Okay. I told you rate of nucleophilic addition inversely proportional to what? Crowding. Is it clear, everyone? So here once you see in the first one, one methyl, one phenyl is there. In second one, two phenyls are there. So crowding is more in second one. Is it clear? So in second one, crowding is more. Whereas in the first one, crowding is less. Less crowding means more rate. So first one is having more rate than second one. First one is having more rate towards nucleophilic addition than second one. Is it clear? So this is the way that how to compare the rate of nucleophilic addition when different compounds are given to us. Completed? So we are going to start the first chemical property then. Okay. So first chemical property itself is the most important chemical property, that is addition of water. We are going to see its mechanism, everything. Addition of water. Along with mechanism, we are going to discuss this one. Some questions also we have to see. So now see clearly, this is a carbonyl group. That means it may be aldehyde or it may be ketone, anything it may be. So this one when treated with water, okay, in presence of what? In presence of dry HCl. In presence of dry HCl, Is it clear? Then in this way, we will get a product, and this product is said to be hydrate. This product is said to be hydrate. How we got this hydrate then? That we are going to see along with the mechanism. Is it clear? Now, along with the mechanism, we are going to see this one. Okay, so here, this is the starting reactant, carbonyl. So dry HCl is an acid. So it will give the H plus ions. Clear? Oxygen carry 2 lone pairs. So first of all, protonation takes place. Followed, then here what happened? Oxygen get the positive charge. But oxygen being the one of the most electronegative elements, it cannot bear the positive charge. Immediately it will drag the pi bond. Immediately it will drag the pi bond. Now carbon gets the positive charge here. Carbon gets the positive charge. Clear? Now what happened? Nucleophile, that is water, will attack now. In water, central atom oxygen carry 2 lone pairs. That is electron rich. So now what happened? Oxygen will give electron pair to the positively charged carbon. Is it clear, everyone? So in this way, we will get the positive charge on oxygen. But oxygen, one of the more electronegative elements, it cannot bear the positive charge. Immediately H plus is lost. Are you followed? Then what is the product that we get here? See clearly, 2 OH groups on same carbon. So this is said to be what? Hydrate. This is the mechanism of the hydrate formation. Clear? You may ask me a doubt here. Sir, when 2 OH groups are there on same carbon, it should be unstable. Immediately water molecule should depart out. But you know, some hydrates are there, they are stable. Clear? Why they are stable? That also we are going to see here. Some hydrates are there, they are stable. What is the reason for their stability? Everything we are going to see if you complete the mechanism. Clear? So now in the next slide, I am taking some stable hydrates. Some stable hydrates. Okay, in that first one you see now. First one. Okay, so first one I am taking this compound. You see, what is the name of this one? This compound is called fluoral. Clear? So fluoral is added to water in presence of dry HCl. So 2 OH groups should be on same carbon, CF3, CH, OH and OH. 2 OH groups on same carbon, you see. So what is the name of this compound? This compound is said to be fluoral hydrate. This is said to be fluoral hydrate. And I told you, in spite of having 2 OH groups on same carbon, fluoral hydrate is stable. Why? For that, let us see its structure. So first you see, for the first carbon, 3 fluorine. Clear, everyone? Now, for the second carbon, 1 H is there, 2 OH groups are there. Am I right? 1 H and 2 OH groups. So now what happened here? See clearly, everyone know, between this fluorine and this hydrogen. Similarly, this fluorine and this hydrogen. Okay, intramolecular hydrogen bonding takes place. Intramolecular hydrogen bonding, intra-H bonding. So due to this intra-H bonding, this fluoral hydrate is a stable molecule. That means what happened here? though two OH groups are there on same carbon, water molecule cannot be eliminated out from this one. It is a stable one because of intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So please write quickly. Clear? Let me take second example now. Okay, so see clearly. Second example, CCl3 CHO. So this is called chloral. So chloral, when treated with water in presence of dry HCl, then what happened here? CCl3 CHOH CHOH. So this is called as the chloral hydrate. Chloral hydrate. Completed. What is the structure of the chloral hydrate? For first carbon, 3 chlorines are there. Clear? For second carbon, 1 hydrogen, 2 OH groups. Okay. Remember, this is one of the very important examples. Okay. Why? In this example only, that means by this example only, we come to know that hydrogen bonding is possible with chlorine also. By this example only, we come to know intramolecular hydrogen bonding is possible with chlorine also. So chloral hydrate is also a stable molecule due to intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Is it clear, everyone? So this is one evidence that chlorine also forms hydrogen bonding. Completed. Next, one more example I want to take here. Okay, and this is one of the previous advanced question. Okay, so now see clearly. Okay, so what is the name of this compound? You know, this compound is said to be ninhydrine. Ninhydrine. So this one, when treated with water in presence of dry HCl. So can you tell me here 3 C double bond O groups are there? You see 1, 2, 3. Out of the 3, which C double bonded O will react with water? Out of the 3, which will react with water? All the 3 will react, or any 2 will react? So please solve this one. That was the question asked here. 3 carbonyls are present. Out of all the 3, which will react with water? Try to understand this one. So answer is 1 and 3. Okay, why 1 and 3? That also we are going to see now. Okay, now see clearly. So 1 and 3, that means 2 is there, not 2 is as it is. Am I right? Answer 1 and 3. At 1 and 3, reaction do not happen. Let me answer. Let me explain clearly. At 1 and 3, reaction do not happen. Then reaction happens at second carbonyl. So I will make you to understand like this, so that the things will become clear to you. Okay. So at 1 and 3, remember everyone, at 1 and 3, reaction do not happen. Okay. Reaction happens at second one. So 1 and 3, I am writing as it is. See clearly. Okay, reaction happens at second one. So here one OH will come, then here also one OH will come. Clear, everyone? So now what happened here? Between this oxygen, this hydrogen, between this oxygen and this hydrogen, intramolecular hydrogen bonding takes place. That means what happened here? Hydrogen bonding is there from both the sides. Therefore, the hydrate which is formed is highly stable. I hope you are able to understand this one. So reaction takes place at second one, but not 1 and 3. If the reaction takes place at second one only, then there is a possibility of 2 hydrogen bondings. As a result, stability what happen? Increases. I hope you are able to understand this one. So what is the name of this one? This is called as the hydrate of ninhydrine. Hydrate of ninhydrine. So reaction takes place at second C double bonded O group, but not 1 and 3. Hope you are able to understand this one. Okay, right. Now let us go to the next one now. Okay, so next one is what? Addition of alcohol, next chemical property. Addition of alcohol. This is the next chemical property. Clear? So here also, first of all, we will see the reaction, then we will see its mechanism part. So here carbonyl group. Clear? So carbonyl group when treated with alcohol, same in presence of here also dry HCl only. Is it clear, everyone? Then what is the product form? See clearly. So here one OR, here also you will get one OR. So what is the name of the product? Acetal. Okay, if you use ketone, the name of the product will be ketal. If you use aldehyde, name of the product will be acetal. So now we are going to see mechanism part of acetal formation. Clear? Then we are going to take some questions on acetal formation. So here, first of all, see clearly, this is the carbonyl group. Clear? So see clearly, dry HCl will give H plus ions, oxygen carry 2 lone pairs. So it will give one lone pair to H plus ion called as protonation. Then what happened here? Oxygen get the positive charge here. Oxygen cannot bear the positive charge. So immediately pi bond will be dragged by the oxygen. Is it clear, everyone? Then what happened? Here you will get the OH. Now here you will get the positive charge. Positive charge. Is it clear? Now alcohol will attack oxygen, carry 2 lone pairs here. So oxygen will give one lone pair to the positively charged carbon. Is it clear? Then what you will get here? OR. Actually here, I think you understood, oxygen will get positive charge. It cannot bear positive charge. Immediately, it will lose the H plus ion. When only one OR is there, you see only one OR is there. So what is the name of this one? This is called as the hemiacetal. When two ORs are there, it is called acetal. When only one OR is there, it is called hemiacetal. Is it clear? This is said to be hemiacetal. Okay. Now in our medium, still dry HCl is there, so it will give the H plus ions. Now oxygen carry two lone pairs here also. Followed. So protonation takes place. Followed. And now see clearly here what you will get here. OH2 plus you will get, and here OR is as it is. So oxygen cannot bear the positive charge. So immediately OH2 plus departs out. OH2 plus departs out. Then what happened here? So C, then you will get the positive charge here, and here OR. So please copy quickly. I will go to the next slide. Completed. Let us move to the next slide to complete the mechanism. So in the previous slide, I got this one. Am I right? Now again what happened? Again alcohol will attack. Again alcohol will attack here. Okay. So what happened? Now here you will get one OR. Here also you will get one OR. When two ORs are there on same carbon, it is called as what? Acetal. This is the acetal formation. Complete the mechanism quickly. Is it completed, everyone? Now let me go to the previous slide once. There one important thing is there to discuss. Okay. Now this compound you see, very important one, this one. In this one, try to understand here. Here water molecule is departed out, you see. Water molecule is departed out. Is it clear? So when water molecule is removed, then we got acetal, you see. When water molecule is removed, then we got acetal. If I add water molecule again to acetal, what happens then? If I add water molecule again to acetal, then again we will get the starting compound only. I think you are understanding this one. So can I write like this then, overall meaning? So you see now, this is the, what I want to say, carbonyl. Okay. So this carbonyl, when treated with alcohol in presence of dry H plus, okay, then acetal is formed. How acetal is formed? By removing the water molecule, then acetal is formed. Acetal is formed here. Now to the same acetal, again, if I add the water molecule, I will get the reactant back. So see clearly, everyone now. If the water molecule is removed, then acetal is formed. If the water molecule is added, again we will get the carbonyl group. Hope you are able to understand this one. Let us take some examples to explain this one. Okay, some examples here. So now you see clearly CH3HO. Okay, when treated with alcohol, what alcohol? CH3OH I will take in presence of what? Dry HCl. So what is the product formed here then? The product formed is CH3CH Okay, OCH3. OR, here also one OR. So this is the what I want to say, product obtained from aldehyde. So this product is said to be what? Acetal. I hope you are understanding this one. Clear? Now, let me take here one more CH3, C double bonded O, CH3 when treated with same alcohol in presence of dry HCl. Okay, so CH3, CH3 as it is. So here what happened? OR and here also OR. I think you know the reactant I took here ketone. Therefore, what is the product formed here? Ketal. If ketone is taken, then the product formed is ketal. Completed. Let us take still some other examples here. Okay. Now the next example, cyclohexanone when treated with CH3OH and dry HCl. Then here also the same thing will happen then. Okay. So at this carbon, you will get OCH3 and OCH3. So is it ketal or acetal? It is ketal again. Hope you are able to understand this one. Completed. Now here I want to change the example here. This is the most important one. Clear? Now here I want to change the alcohol. What is the alcohol that I want to take? See clearly. What is the name of this alcohol? Glycol. Name of this alcohol is what? Glycol. In presence of same dry HCl only again. Okay. So what is the product formed here? CH3, CH. So here an O1O. Then here CH2. Here also CH2. Like this. So this is the acetal formed here. Clear? Let us take one more important example in this case. Okay. Now see clearly here I am taking the benzaldehyde. So this benzaldehyde when treated with ethylene glycol in presence of dry HCl. What happens? Write clearly. Product. What is the product formed here? So PH, CH. Okay. This will be obtained. I hope you are able to understand this one. Okay. Tell me from here to here, how I got this one? By removing the water. Am I right? Now I want to add water here. What is the product again obtained? Again, we will get the same one. Is it clear? So now you see in this one, C double bonded O group is there. Similarly, in this one also C double bonded group is there. C double bonded O group is called as what? Carbonyl. So tell me now, carbonyl group as it is we got carbonyl group. That means now you tell me carbonyl group is protected or not protected? It is protected. Am I right? It is protected by the formation of what? Acetal. That the carbonyl group is protected. That means carbonyl group as it is we got, you see. Is it clear, everyone? So carbonyl group is protected by the formation of what? Acetal. So I can come to a conclusion that acetals are protecting groups. Protecting groups. Okay, they protect carbonyl group. They protect the carbonyl group. They protect the carbonyl group. So this is one important statement, remember, regarding acetals. Acetals are the protecting groups. They protect the carbonyl group. Completed. Let us take one example. This question we got in the previous JEE Advanced. Here I am taking one question. So see clearly, everyone know. One question I want to take here. So here CHO, then here COOH. Okay, this should be converted like this. CHO, then here CH2OH. Okay, what are the reagents used in this conversion? What are the reagents used in this conversion? You try to solve this question, everyone. Okay, I think you are trying this one. So first, what we have to do? First of all, we have to do the reaction with glycol, ethylene glycol. Is it clear? So when you do the reaction with ethylene glycol, see clearly, everyone know this COOH is there now. That will be as it is, no change. Clear? Then here CH is there now. In this way you will get. Am I right? Clear? Now we have to use the lithium aluminum hydride, strong reducing agent. Lithium aluminum hydride, strong reducing agent. It reduces acids to alcohol. As it is again by doing the hydride.
Hello sir, your voice lacking, sir. Hello sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. ఏంటి చెప్తుందిరా? Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Sir. Okay, no problem. Karthik, tell me. Karthik,
Sir, just 1 minute, sir. Please check, sir. I will change, sir.
make me the host.
Sir, I will change, sir. So please check, sir.
Okay, okay. What happened, Karthik? Any problem?
I don't know, sir. Suddenly, your video lagging, sir.
Okay.
The screen visible, sir.
Is it okay?
Sir, visible, sir.
Okay. Sure. I will start now. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Now, hello students. Again, I am back here. So see clearly in this conversion, what are the reagents used? In this conversion, what are the reagents used? So let me list it out here. One is this. Clear? Now, second one, lithium aluminum hydride. Clear? Next, third one, hydrolysis. Are you followed? So these are the three reagents used in this conversion. Completed. Right. Now let us enter into the next. Okay. Next chemical property, that is addition of Grignard's reagent. addition of Grignard's reagent. Okay. Here, three different cases are there. Now, first one, this is the methanol. So, when methanol is added to the Grignard's reagent, okay, so you know R minus MgX plus, when the pi bond is shifted here, carbon gets the positive charge. R minus attacks on this carbon. Is it clear? So what is the thing that is formed here? So see clearly. Then here R and here OMGX. So this on hydrolysis. This on hydrolysis. So see clearly, everyone know this on hydrolysis. Okay, R CH2 OH you will get. See clearly, R CH2 OH. What is this alcohol? Primary alcohol. Please write quickly. Methanol will give primary alcohol. Completed. Let us go to the next slide. Now, except methanol, I will take any other alcohol, any other aldehyde. Except methanol, any other aldehyde when treated with Grignard's reagent. Okay. Now, here also R minus and MgX plus. So, when the pi bond is shifted towards oxygen, carbon gets positive charge. So, R minus attacks on the carbon. Clear? Then what you will get here? R, CH, then here R and here O, MgX. Followed. So this on hydrolysis now. This on hydrolysis. So see clearly R2, CH, OH you will get. Okay. So see clearly R2, CH, OH. Which alcohol? Secondary alcohol. So aldehydes will give secondary alcohol, but methanol will give primary alcohol. Hope you are able to understand. Let us take ketone. Okay, so now see clearly ketone. So ketone reacting with RMGX. So here R minus MgX plus pi bond will shift here, carbon get positive charge. R minus attacks on this positively charged carbon. See what happened here? R, C, then here O minus MgX, then here R will attack, and here already one R is there. Am I right? So this one when undergo acidic hydrolysis. Clear everyone? So in this way we will get this alcohol. What is that one? See clearly. C. Here we will get the OH. Okay. So R, R, R. Which alcohol we got here? Tertiary alcohol. So if you take ketone, you will get tertiary alcohol. Clear? Let me summarize this one. Okay. So see clearly, if you take methanol, so methanol when treated with the Grignard's reagent followed by acidic hydrolysis. So what is the product formed here? The product formed is the primary alcohol. Is it clear? Except methanol, if you take any other aldehyde, when treated with Grignard's followed by acidic hydrolysis, then what is the alcohol that you get here? Secondary alcohol. Okay. Now you take any ketone when undergo acidic hydrolysis followed Grignard's followed by acidic hydrolysis, then what is the product obtained? Tertiary alcohol. Followed. This is the summary of these reactions. Remaining chemical properties in tomorrow class we are going to see. So first of all, let me show you the slides. First one, this one. Second one. Third one. Fourth one. Fifth one. Sixth one. Next, seventh one. Next, this is the eighth one. Here, ninth slide, this one. Then this is the 10th slide. Stable hydrates. This is the 12th slide. Thirteenth slide. 14th slide. Fifteenth slide. 16th one. This is the 17th one. Eighteenth one. 19th one. 20th slide. This is the 21st slide. 22nd slide. Third slide. And this is the last one, 24th one. Okay.